5, 4,
Oh,
3,
these football niggas are the worst.
go.
You are listening to The Bad Boy Radio Show with Mr. Locario and Miles Cunningham. This is that real shit, not that fake shit. The only radio show that's not afraid to tell you the truth about the game. This is the Bad Boy Radio Show. Remember, the truth is inside you.
Yeah, what up, people? What's poppin'? What's going on?
Grab her by the pussy.
It's the Bad Boy Show. Man, we got some shit to talk about, man. This is gonna be a crazy ass show, man. Because today's topic, we're talking about why masculinity is being demonized. Okay, so we're gonna be getting into that. Just
Wait, so who's the host of the show?
Say that again.
Who's the host of the show?
Oh yeah, the host of the show is Mr. Locario and Miles Cunningham. I forgot those guys. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, all right.
They don't matter.
Grab her by the pussy.
Mr. Locario and Miles Cunningham's lives don't matter. Okay, remember that. All right.
Exactly.
So, well, look, we're gonna take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're gonna get into some news. All right. So you guys are listening to The Bad Boy Show.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.
All right, people, we're back.
Yeah.
On the Bad Boy Show.
What up?
Yeah, man. So there's a lot of shit that's been going on in the news, man. We gotta talk about it. We have to go in. Okay, we gotta go all the way in. First, let's talk about this Birth of a Nation movie, because we saw this weekend. Birth of a Nation is the shit. We gotta clap it up for that fucking movie.
Yep. Greatest movie
ever.
I don't know, pretty much of all time. Like
pretty much.
Pretty much. Like, except for maybe The Matrix, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like, yo, this movie is so fucking good that let me tell you something. Some of y'all probably haven't even heard of this movie. Some of y'all don't know who Nat Turner is.
Right.
And there's a reason for that, because, when real shit comes out, they like to suppress it. You feel what I'm saying?
Nat Turner was the original bad boy.
Exactly. Because the thing is, look, what happens is that they put shit out like this, to say, yeah, you guys got a movie, you guys got shit popping. We let y'all, we allowed you guys to put something out. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, they're trying to cloud the movie with what's his name? Nate Parker's whole fucking,
allegations,
all that shit. You know what I'm saying? All the rape allegations. They try to crowd it, make it seem like a thing with that to distract you. All these reviewers out here, they're trying to say like, oh, well, the movie, it was okay, but the direction of the pacing and I'm like, come on, y'all getting on some bullshit. You feel what I'm saying?
And nitpicky, son.
Right. And it's funny because I made a video earlier. I was talking about how one of the reviewers who reviewed it is this dude named Chris Stuckman, right? So I watch a lot of his reviews on YouTube. So he finally reviewed this movie because I was watching to see if there's two reviewers on YouTube, big reviewers that review movies. They review damn near every fucking movie. And then for some reason, when this came out, there was no review for these. You understand? Like, I was like, so why aren't they reviewing this shit, right? So then I guess this dude, Chris Stuckman, got pressured into doing it. So he was like, fuck it, let me do it. And then so, like, he's reviewing it, and he's like, this is white dude. He's like, I don't like racism and all this other stuff. And so he gave it a C. They give it a grade. So he gave it a C. And he was basically saying, like, it was kind of, all over the place in certain situations or whatever, like the pacing and all that. But he said acting was good and all this other stuff. But the part that I found that was funny is that he said something to the effect of, he's like, I couldn't understand why the sort of like Nate Parker would do this to the slave master because he was like a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, but you're a fucking slave master. You feel what I'm saying? Like, how are you a nice guy and you're a slave master? That doesn't fucking make sense. Because he was saying like, he's like, I just don't get, no, he said basically what he said is, I don't get how, because in the movie, the slave master gives one of his slave women to one of his slave master friends to fuck. So the reviewer was like, I don't get how he would do that because he's such a nice guy. I'm like, the nigga's not a nice guy. He's a fucking slave master. If he was a nice guy, what he would have did was he would have said, you know what? I'm a nice guy, so I'm not going to have you as my slave. I'm going to free you, and I'm going to help other people get free. That's what nice guys do. Nice guys do not participate in the fuckery. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just like, Jesus Christ. But the movie,
and not to mention, he basically pimped him, driving him around, making him fucking preach to all these other slave masters, slaves and shit.
Exactly.
And made money off him and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
I mean, you got to see the movie because I don't want to really give spoilers and shit. See the movie.
Right.
But I mean, I could kind of understand the argument being made for Nate Parker's slave master being that dude, but. Mm-hmm. Remember, when Nate Parker tried to speak up for himself, they put him in the gallows and beat his shit half to death. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a whole lot of shit, man.
Exactly.
It's a whole lot of shit.
There's a whole lot of stuff going on in that movie, and it's a lot of stuff.
Plus, how the fuck you gonna run a revolution if you don't show everybody else that you mean business?
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? how the fuck I'm talking about killing slave masters and I'm gonna let my slave master go free? Fuck that. And my slave master dying first.
And
like,
what's funny? What's funny? Online, I was seeing people saying like, because people were making reviews of the movie and they were like fucking comment and they were like, they was like, I don't understand how Nat Turner is looked up to as a hero. Like he was like, he killed innocent women and children for no reason. I'm like, you talking about how the slave masters killed innocent women and children for no reason? You feel what I'm saying? Like,
right.
The same way like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yo, it's so funny. It's like, it's okay when niggas is getting fucked up. You understand? Because y'all just niggas. It don't matter. Y'all just niggas. And white people could do it because, it's just white. That's what white people do. You feel what I'm saying? But when a nigga wants to say, you know what, I'm not cool with that, and you need to stop fucking with me, I'm going to do something. And then when he does something, it's like, how could you? You should have turned the other cheek. Violence is not the answer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's always, every time, I'm like, yo, this shit is hilarious. This shit is so hilarious. But, it's crazy.
And sorry, not to cut you off, but for anybody who's just interested in visuals, like anybody out there who's interested in photography or cinematography or photography, videography, I meant to say, go see the movie, man, because it's shot really well. Like they did a lot of great, tight close-up shots to show the emotions in people's faces, and it's just a really good-looking movie. Like honestly, I didn't expect it to be that well shot.
Exactly, me neither.
The shit looked, because the type of budget they was talking about they had to actually make the movie, I was like, well, the shit probably not going to really look that great, but the shit looked awesome, dude. Mm-hmm. The shit looked awesome. They did a really good job. So go support that fucking movie.
Yes, go and fucking watch The Birth of a Nation. That's your homework. Bring everybody, okay?
Hell fucking yeah, that's the bad boy homework, son, for this week, nigga. That's the bad boy homework. Exactly. The bad boy homework is to go watch a movie, and if you want extra credit, bring one of your young niggas.
Exactly.
To see that fucking movie. Because honestly, let me tell everybody listening. I after the movie was over, I was chilling in the lobby, and it just so happens, like just out of luck, the co-writer of the movie, his name is Gene Kazili. He's the co-writer of the movie, and he was there in the movie theater at the showing that I went to. And he was there with his family, so, and a bunch of other like friends and people and stuff like that. And once people found out it was him, the people who are in the know, they went by the movie poster, they were taking pictures and stuff. So while they was doing that, I was standing there watching the whole thing. And these kids, young kids, like 15, 16-year-old boys was walking past. I was like, yo, did y'all see Birth of a Nation? yo, little kids looked at me and was like, what? What's that? We don't know what that is.
Right.
And I was like, it's about Nat Turner. He did a slave revolt, and it's a movie about a slave revolt and about Nat Turner. And it was like, we don't know what that is. I was like, y'all should go see it. And it was like, nah, we probably not gonna see that. That sounds corny.
Right.
And they started laughing and shit and just walked right past. I was just like, and then I saw this other kid, and I was like, yo, you know, the writer for the movie is right over there. They're taking pictures. And have you seen Birth of a Nation? He was like, nah. And I actually took the time to I asked him, I said, do you know who Nat Turner is? And the dude said, well, I probably know him by face, because he thought I was talking about like a football player or some shit like that. My nigga,
Right.
like, are you crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like youngins don't know the history. Youngins only know Martin Luther King and probably Rosa Parks. That's all they really know. And that's all they want them to know. So
right.
That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna go see the movie and you got a young cat that you give a fuck about, drag his ass to the movie. Talk to his moms and be like, yo, can I take your son to go see this movie, man? Real shit.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, everybody go out and make sure you see The Birth of a Nation. That shit is fucking awesome, man. That is the shit. Okay. Oh man! So now in other news, we're gonna save the Donald Trump news for the main topic because it goes with that. So we're gonna wait till later.
Oh yeah, we're gonna grab the show by the pussy.
Exactly.
A little bit later.
Exactly. So in other news, we need to talk about. I don't know. I don't remember if we talked about this, but the whole Kim Kardashian getting robbed in Paris or some shit or whatever, wherever the fuck she was. You know, you understand what I'm saying? And
right.
That happened, and what happened was Kanye was doing a concert, and then he got off the stage and was like, yo, it's a family emergency. I'm sorry. I got to get the fuck out of here. And so, you know, she's going out to this spot. And so the story is that she went to some spot and they tied her up and stole like, you know, millions of dollars worth of jewelry, I think it is. And I think the story is bullshit. Now, you got people out here who's like happy that it happened. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yes, fuck that chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like, why? I don't get why people care that much. You know, some people's lives, I guess, they feel good when other people that are rich and, you know, famous shit happens to them. But I'm just thinking that the whole thing is a publicity stunt. That's what I think it is. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
it might be.
Because to me, it don't make no sense where I remember this is what I remember. I remember this was like maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. Kim Kardashian was in New York City. And she was in some store in the meatpacking district or whatever, right? So I'm walking past and I see this big ass crowd, mad security, all this other shit. Like, and like she had security like she was the goddamn president. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, how all of a sudden, you know, she's chilling, just strolling along and hanging out, and there's no security with her to the point where she could get tied up and thrown in a bathtub or some stupid shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, how does that happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. So I'm like, and then they supposedly said that there was a sex tape that got stolen in the whole thing. You feel what I'm saying?
A sex tape of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West?
I guess so. I don't know who's on the sex tape.
I hope so. I hope she can't do no more sex tapes with other niggas.
Exactly right. So,
or maybe it was a sex tape of the mom, because it was the mom over there too.
Right. Some sex tape is popping.
On some man shit though, shout out to Kanye West for for going to deal with his family at the immediately. You know what I'm saying?
Right, hell yeah.
But then again, you see, like, that's why, that's like, it's hard to go hard when you got loved ones. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's hard because if some shit go down, then you gotta leave what you're doing. You feel me?
Right. It's true. That is true.
Crazy.
Because like, you got kids and a wife and all that, and then you in the middle of your business, and then it's like, oh shit, I gotta fucking handle that other shit. You know what I mean? But it's like,
right.
But if this is a publicity stunt, for to put out their next sex tape, you feel me? Then I can't hate on that. You know what I mean? Like if niggas is stupid enough to fall for it, let them fall for it. You feel what I'm saying? Like the fact that Kim Kardashian is even where she is as a celebrity, either she's a genius or people are just dumb as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of the two. It's like when
Yo, you know what, son? In the words of my nigga Cameron, niggas get robbed every day, B.
Exactly. So it's true. It's true.
I mean, truthfully, it's like, okay, I'm sorry you got robbed, but you know, niggas get robbed though. Like,
right.
The only reason why we talk about this shit is because niggas is famous, and that's it.
Right.
You know?
Right. Exactly. Like, and probably that day when she got robbed, there was a million other motherfuckers getting robbed literally at the same time. So, you know,
right.
it is what it is. You feel what I mean? Like, she's just lucky that, you know, that was all that happened. You feel what I'm saying? Because,
right.
because, you know, I'm surprised none of these niggas that robbed her try to take a selfie or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have been like, yo, let me get this pic real quick before, you know what I'm saying?
Before y'all call the cops.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Oh, man, shit is stupid. But anyway, so in other news, rapper Kid Cudi, he's depressed again, and he say he wants to commit suicide or some other shit like that.
Yeah, I think he committed himself to some type of rehab spot.
Let me tell you why I think he's depressed. One of the reasons, you understand, is because he's like, Kid Cudi is actually a good artist. You understand what I'm saying? And so to all the good artists, to all the people who are like really good at what they do, or to the people who are like real with their shit, what happens is that people who are good or who actually have talent, who actually have some real shit popping, what happens is that sometimes they don't get the recognition they deserve. You understand? They sort of get shitted on. You understand? Or, you know, people take their talent or their shit and then they just leave them in the dust. So I think like Kid Cudi's just mad that he hasn't gotten his props. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just he's pissed off. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just like, fuck this shit. You know what I mean? Because I've been trying to tell y'all niggas that I'm the shit, but then when Kanye do the same thing I'm doing, y'all want to suck his dick. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that type of energy. So he's probably, you know, depressed about that shit. But see, the thing is, you know, in life, you got to just say fuck it and just, you know, enjoy what the fuck is going on, man. You got to say fuck it and just keep it moving. Because like, you're going to die anyway. I never understood people committing suicide. Like, you're going to die anyway. You understand? Like, I don't understand. Like, why? Like, why do you want to go now? You understand? Like,
well, everybody want it now, son. Everybody want relief from pain now. Like, or everybody want a hot pocket now. You know
exactly. See, you know, every time I think about committing suicide, I think of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, because that's the point of living. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if you don't, you know what I mean? Like, no, seriously. A peanut butter and fucking jelly sandwich is delicious, my nigga. Like, why would you want to kill yourself if you know that exists on Earth? Like, I don't understand it. That shit, like, come on, son. Like, I had a peanut butter and jelly crepe the other day, son. That shit was delicious. I was like, wow. I mean, how could you not be enjoying life with that shit going on? I'm like, it's just, you got to think of the little things, man. You got to think of the little things. You know what I mean? But anyway, so, Hurricane Matthew, is that the shit that happened in Florida? You was in Florida, right? So you could tell people what the fuck's going on with that
I was out here. You know, it was cool. You know what I'm saying?
It was cool.
Like, nah, seriously, like, I mean, some places got got flooding and damage and shit like that, but like, for the most part, it wasn't really that crazy. You know, I think 3 people died. A tree fell on one lady, and some other people died because a lot of places lost power, and without power, some people wasn't able to, like, you know, maintain their medicine or the machine that keeps them alive and shit like that. Right. But other than that, it wasn't so crazy as what they said it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because most of the crazy winds and rains and stuff was happening in the ocean, so it was just kind of running along the coast, so it wasn't so crazy.
Right. So was it? How long did it last? Was it like
about a day? Like, that shit was like a whole day.
Wow.
Yeah, that shit was like a whole day.
Wow, that's fucking.
And where I was at, we lost power. We lost power at like 1:00 in the afternoon, and then power came back around 8:00 in the evening. So right. And again, like, I wasn't nowhere near the coast, so, you know, I was just lucky. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's crazy, man. Well, you know, good thing that, you know, it wasn't too crazy. Good thing a lot of people didn't get killed or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, this shit happens. Hurricanes happen every day, B. You feel me? So
right.
we gotta we just gotta move on. Well, listen, look, we're gonna take a quick break, right? When we come back, we're gonna be talking about why masculinity is being demonized, and we're gonna talk about this whole Donald Trump thing and all that other crazy shit that happened. Okay, so you guys are listening to The Bad Boy Show. We'll be back after these messages.
Do you want to learn the easiest way to have more sex with more women? Then get the critically acclaimed book, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. In this book, you'll learn everything you need to know about attracting and sleeping with beautiful women. That's How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. Get your copy today at MrLocario.com. That's MrLocario.com. MrLocario.com. Are you an actor who needs headshots? Do you have an event or a wedding coming up and you need a photographer? If you do, make sure you go to PavionPhoto.com. Pavion is a professional photographer who will supply you with high-quality video and photography services for any event. Contact him at PavionPhoto.com. That's PAVION Photo.com. PavionPhoto.com.
All right, people, we are back.
Yeah.
We are back on The Bad Boy Show.
Side note, the second presidential debates are happening right now as we speak.
Right, yeah, I heard. I actually got a text saying that they were going to be talking about gender issues or some shit. So yeah. we're gonna have to watch that and talk about that next week and see what's
some of it came on before the show, before we started to record the show, and
did you see it?
I just can't listen to the white folks talk shit. Like the shit just make me want to vomit. Like it's like they really don't give a fuck and they're lying. Like it's just like like yo, shut up, man.
It's a bunch of bullshit. Just it's a bullshit fest. But anyway. Oh man! So today we're going to be talking about why masculinity is being demonized. Now, there was a story that happened the other day of Donald Trump. It was an old recording of him, and he was talking to Billy Bush. Who's Billy Bush anyway? I forgot who this nigga. What he does.
It's like George Bush, George W. Bush cousin, I think.
One of them niggas. I don't know. I know.
I'm Republican oil tycoon from Texas.
One of them guys. All right. So he's in the van and he's or the bus and they're talking and they had a microphone on, and so basically he was saying, what did he say? He said some stuff about he wanted to buy some chick some furniture to try to get with her or some shit like that. He was saying that since he's famous, he can basically, just talk to a chick, grab her right in the pussy. You feel what I'm saying? And
right.
And he said he was going to he wanted to fuck somebody's wife or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so so people are going fucking crazy over this on like online. Like everybody's talking about it. Like all the women are outraged and all the
Yo, did you hear the Spanish lady? I forgot her name, but the Spanish lady on CNN.
On CNN.
She said I can't believe we have somebody running for president and they say they were pussy. And then the dude was like, oh no, it was another lady on the panel, and she was like, oh, don't say that word. My child might be listening to this show. And she was like, oh, you get offended when I say pussy, but the guy that's running for president says pussy and it's okay.
Right.
Don't get offended when I say pussy. That's too funny.
That shit is the best. Oh my God. That shit is the best. Side note, doesn't it sound sexy when a Spanish chick says pussy? Like seriously.
Exactly.
Imagine Sofia Vergara saying pussy. Just think about that shit. But it's
don't get offended when I say pussy. I'm not running for president.
But yo, it's so crazy because there's all this fake outrage. You feel what I'm saying? Especially, you know who I'm mad at the most? The men who are outraged about this shit. You fucking pussies, okay? You talking about that bullshit like these guys,
exactly.
these male feminists out here talking about, I can't believe he said that. that's disgusting, and I can't believe, like, I'm so appalled by his misogyny. I'm like, dude, you talk to your friends like that all the time, bro. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Your friend is telling you this bullshit all day. Like, see, it's like women, they don't understand that this is how guys talk. You feel what I'm saying? They don't understand it. And it's funny because I was actually watching this video earlier before the show. And so this dude, he was on there talking, it was this black guy, he was saying, I don't agree with what, he was like talking about that whole thing with Donald Trump. He was like, well, if Trump was a black guy, it would have been like, oh, he's a thug and this and this and that. And I'm like, I agree. They would have been like, oh, he's a thug and, he's a disgusting and blah, blah, blah. Even though they're still saying that type of shit now, they're saying he's disgusting for saying that. But I'm like, forget about if he was black for a minute. You understand? This is about being a man. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the situation is more about how they're trying to demonize, being like expressing yourself sexually as a dude. You understand what I'm saying? Like they're literally, there's people talking about, oh, they're taking it to the point where they're saying, oh, he's basically sexually assaulting women. This is what I've been hearing, right? So now you talking about grabbing a woman's pussy is sexual assault. You understand what I'm saying? Like, how is, okay, so if I talk about, getting my master's degree and I go to a job and I say, I want to work here. Well, you have to have your master's degree to apply. Well, I talked about it, so that should be enough because talking obviously means doing, right? You understand what I'm saying? Like get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Like, oh, he's sexually no, he said, he's like, I would grab a girl in her pussy. You understand? Or whatever the fuck it is. That's him talking about it. You know how many times dudes talk shit all the time about what they would do with a chick sexually? And then dudes is talking about, oh, well, he's being, bad because he talked about having sex with another man's wife. I'm like, really, my nigga? Like, you know how many wives you've looked at during the day who you fantasized about fucking? You understand?
Son, Kanye, I think about fucking Kanye West's wife at least once a day.
Exactly.
I think about fucking Jay-Z's wife at least 3 times a day. Son.
Exactly. I'm like, come on, man, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, get the entire fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
But you know, it's fucked up. It was a private conversation, man. That shit. That's not cool. Like, I don't know who the fuck, kept that recording and leaked it, but that's some fucked up shit, man.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, the conversation was a private thing. It's like 2 guys having a conversation talking about chicks and talking about sex. You understand? Like, that's what guys do. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, I can't never run for president then because you know how much shit. You know what I'm saying? If you recorded a whole bunch of the shit that I say to my male friends and the stuff they say to me, and you know what I'm saying? Like, this is stuff that we talk about every day. Like, niggas talk about grabbing girls in their pussy every day, B. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit happens every fucking day.
No, but you know what the cool part is? The cool part is Donald Trump is going to get more bitches from this.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, he might not become president, but trust me, them attention whore bitches who love money and who want to fucking fuck his ass for his money and shit, they're going to be all over him. They're going to be like, ooh, I want you to grab me by my pussy.
Exactly.
Show me how you do that, Mr. Trump, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's going to be crazy.
And I'm just like, yo, come on, man. Like, it's just funny to me how, like, the people are so outraged by this shit. I'm like, and it's like they're jumping from one thing to the next. Like, he talked about, okay, I want to grab somebody's pussy. Now it goes from that to he's a sexual predator and a sexual assault. And I'm like, how did you make that leap? You understand? Like, where is that coming from? You know what I mean? And it's like, it's so like crazy to me. But the thing is, I wanted to talk about like how, why women are surprised by how a man would express himself like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, women seem to be extremely, like, taken aback, or they're, like, surprised by this shit. Now, my question is, are they really surprised? Or are they just acting outraged because they want something new to complain about? That's what I want. That's what my question. You feel what I'm saying?
It's really like they're just trying to like stack up as much shit against Trump as they can because they want so badly for a female to be president. That's really what it is.
Of course.
That's really what it is.
That's the thing. They're basically setting it up for Hillary to become president and making it easier for that to be the thing. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's all that shit is. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, I don't like Donald Trump like that. You know what I mean? I'm not like, oh, I'm Donald Trump supporter. I don't give a fuck about this guy. You feel what I'm saying? I only like his business sense, meaning his, how he markets himself and all that other shit. Like, on an objective standpoint, I'm like, he does his thing. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And
he don't give a fuck. Most of the time, he don't give a fuck what these bitches and what these bitch niggas is talking about.
Exactly.
And that's shit I could roll with.
Right.
For
you know what I mean?
Part.
You know what I mean? Like I could get with that, but all the other shit is like whatever. But when we talking about him being a dude, him being a man, and him expressing himself, sexually, you understand what I'm saying? It's just the expression, and I want to tell you guys out there is that you should never feel ashamed or feel bad for thinking shit like that or, saying stuff like that. Now, there's a difference between, and I spoke about this on Facebook, there's a difference between saying those things and thinking those things and then actually going up to some random girl and grabbing her in a pussy. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I would think that most people are not dumb enough to do that, like to actually do it. You feel what I'm saying? And I would think that most people are smart enough to realize when people are just talking and shooting the shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? So if you're because I'm like, even in the tone of how he was talking in a very braggadocio, just talking, like shooting the shit type of way. You feel what I'm saying? That anybody who's just chilling and talking would talk. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So the thing is that if you're trying to actually make this into an issue, I feel like that says more about you as a person trying to sort of come across and drive some agenda. You feel what I'm saying? To make it, to fit your narrative. You feel what I'm saying? Because nothing really happened but him talking some shit. You feel what I mean? And if you're a person who has any type of intelligence, you'll be able to understand that. But see, that's the thing that is weird about it, because some people are really I guess what's the word? Sensitive. You feel what I'm saying? So by just hearing that, it's like they take all that shit personally. You feel what I'm saying? Like there was a video going around. I don't know if you saw this. It was on World Star of this lady who she was, I guess, some Christian lady or some shit, and she was mad about like how the rap lyrics in certain songs were saying derogatory things, and then she started crying about it. You feel what I'm saying? Like she was crying that radio was playing. I think it was like one of them Future type songs or some shit. And, talking about drugs, fucking bitches and all that other stuff. So she's reading the lyrics and she's crying as she's reading the lyrics. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because it's affecting her emotionally so much. You feel what I'm saying? So there are women out there, or there's even some men who are so sensitive, you feel what I'm saying, that actually affects them to a certain extent. You feel what I mean? So it's terrible. It's crazy. It's crazy that it's really even that ridiculous. But see, the question you got to ask is that, why do some men why do some men act like they don't talk about women sexually in private? You understand? That's what I want to talk about. Like, you got men out here who sort of pretend that they don't do this stuff, right? Because I wrote on my Facebook post, I say, yo, any dude who's outraged about this is full of shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because either you or one of your friends or some other guy that you know personally talks like that. But you never called them out. You never said anything. It was just like, whatever. You feel what I mean? Or you joined in. You feel what I'm saying? Right. But now that it's out in the open, and then everybody's looking at you like, so what do you think about this? And you're like, oh, it's disgusting. It's outrageous and blah, 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 blah. Because you're too scared. You're too much of a pussy to have your own opinion. And if you actually believe that it's like whatever. You're too scared to say like it's whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Because I bet you there's a bunch of dudes who have girlfriends who their girlfriends ask them about this, like, oh, what do you think about that? And they're like, oh, honey, it's disgusting. I can't believe you would say that, and blah blah. You know what I'm saying? And so they'll say that type of bullshit. You know what I mean? So it's like I
don't know. Well, a lot of these dudes have reached the point where they're actually afraid of females, man.
Right.
It's sad, but
right.
they're actually afraid of these females. They've let feminism reach the point where it actually affects them on a like a fear-based level. You understand?
Right.
And I feel sorry for those type of cats. They let all the conditioning and all of the the bitches from The View and Hillary Clinton and the Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner and all this shit. They let all of that shit fucking affect them. Because they're the type of niggas that when their wives tell them to sleep on the couch because they forgot to take out the garbage, they'll actually fucking sleep on the couch. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like, what the
like
fuck?
Dumb niggas like that. Like, I'm like, these dudes have no spine. These dudes are just, they're horrible. They're horrible leaders.
Right.
And the truth is, at the end of the day, these females don't respect them. That's what I was saying. Like, the way women are in society, they have a lot of shit to what's the word I'm trying to look for? Like they have a lot of faculties or fake faculties to pledge allegiance to.
Right.
So in public they have to respond and behave a certain way.
Right.
But truthfully, deep down, most of them getting wet by hearing a man say some shit like that.
Exactly.
90% of them is getting wet. Like, they're like, oh shit, this nigga's over there talking about grabbing me by my pussy. I wish a man would grab me by my fucking pussy.
Right, exactly.
Like, you got some bitches out there, they haven't been touched in years.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Like, and they need somebody to want to touch them in a certain way. But if you go up and touch them in public,
right,
they'll say some shit like, oh my God, sexual harassment. But if you and them is behind closed doors and you grab them and shove them against the wall and stick your tongue down their throat, they'll get wet like a motherfucker and they drop down to their knees and start sucking your dick.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because behind closed doors, as long as they feel like nobody will ever find out, then they'll do that type of nasty shit. Because women, they fucking disgusting, son. They're nasty, son. They're fucking nasty. They are as freaky as you think you are as a man. Trust me, son. Trust me. The women out there, the things that they do with their mouth, my nigga, like, son, it's crazy, son. So really, don't like. That's why I fuck with Trump, because I mean, he apologized, like, because he running for president and all that type of shit. But like, if you really look at it, he really don't give a fuck. He's like, like, that shit is like whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's how you should be, man.
Right.
That's how you really should be as a dude. Like, that's exactly how you should be. Because these chicks, truthfully, they're disgusting, they're nasty, they're freaky. They want to be grabbed by their pussy, but in public, they have to put up a front.
Right.
So you play the game with them up front, but behind closed doors, you do what you got to do, man.
I actually wish that Trump didn't apologize. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I wish he, like, I don't think he necessarily needed to be like, fuck you, I ain't apologizing, but I feel like he should have been on some, listen, first of all, that was years ago when I said that shit. We was having a private conversation, and I'm a man who likes sex, and I was joking with my friend, the end. And then he should have been like, fuck you if you don't like it. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
That's it.
Or you should have been like, look, you should find the person who recorded and released this tape and make them apologize.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's not right.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, yo, like, and that's the thing, why do dudes have to apologize? Like, seriously, think about this. What is he apologizing for? Like, what is he actually apologizing for? Do you see what I'm saying?
I don't know.
What did he do? What did he literally do wrong? Do you see what I'm saying? Did he actually sexually assault someone? You understand?
Nope.
He didn't do anything. Like, he literally did nothing. This is like the whole thing with the Nate Parker thing where they're talking about he should apologize for the rape. The nigga ain't do nothing. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
What is he apologizing for? You feel me? That's what, and see, that's the thing. And see, I feel like him apologizing is basically, confirming or sort of like co-signing what he's doing as wrong. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the part I don't get. I don't understand why instead of trying to educate people want to just jump on the thing that's not really a problem. But they want to make the thing the problem, but the real problem they want to ignore. You feel what I'm saying?
The thing is, because it's the sad part, and this is the main reason why I don't want Hillary Clinton to become president.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, it's not like I think Donald Trump is a good candidate neither. I actually think American people should be protesting to force them to reset the election and let Obama do one more year, and they reset the fucking election and find 2 more people. But that's it's not going to happen because America's stupid. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that the main reason why I don't think Hillary should be president is because everything nowadays is not about right or wrong, and it's not about what's smart or what's intelligent and what's stupid.
Right.
It's about how it makes these motherfuckers feel.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And there's no basis of logic behind emotional and emotional notions and feelings. There's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So how are we really gonna run a fucking country based on feelings? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
exactly.
We running around making niggas apologize for private conversations from 2005.
Right.
How the fuck we gonna run a country? Like seriously.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Exactly.
Why? Because you feel a certain way because the nigga said what he said in the private conversation from 2005. Are you kidding?
Right.
Come on, man.
And I mean, and my thing is, why I don't understand. Why would you expect a man who is a grown man who likes sex to not want to grab a chick in her pussy? That's like seriously. Like think about that shit. That's like a kid saying, like a 5-year-old kid saying, I want to grab that jar of cookies or something. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what do you mean? You know what I mean? That's like a dog saying, I want to eat that steak. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what is, like, so
I mean, plus the nigga is white and rich.
Exactly.
like, let's not forget that part. Because
right.
Broke niggas can't talk like that. Like, I mean, broke niggas could talk like that if they got game, but
right.
I'm just saying, when a nigga got money, because in the conversation he was talking about how he was ready to take this bitch furniture shopping,
right?
Because it seems that Donald Trump don't have a whole lot of game, so he's like, yo, I take a bitch furniture shopping, and then I grab her by a pussy and fuck the shit out of her. That's what I do.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
But that's what it is. The nigga's rich,
mm-hmm.
so he can really do and say whatever he wants. Truthfully, you understand what I'm saying?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Nobody wants to dissect what was really going on because he's basically saying, look, I'm tricking off money to these hoes so they let me grab their pussy. That's all he really said. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
That's pretty much what he said. So, if we're going to talk about the situation, let's talk about the situation. You feel what I'm saying? We just talking about some hoeing right now because there obviously has to be some hoes who's willing to get their pussy grabbed in order for that to take place. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not. He didn't. In none of that. I didn't hear him say, "Oh, I forced these women to do these things." He said, "Look, I'm giving them this thing, this fucking furniture. I'm buying them shit, and in return, they're letting me grab pussy." You feel what I'm saying? So if anything, it's a goddamn transaction. You feel me? So this is what it's like. I don't know, and this is the thing that I just think is funny that people always look at it, and this is what they do. This is exactly what they do. They look at it as, well, you have this innocent woman who, she has no say in anything. She's just sitting there all lonely and innocent, and she's never had sex. She doesn't like sex. She doesn't want sex from anybody. She doesn't want anything from anybody, right? And this guy has forced his money and gifts on her, and then he just took the pussy. He just grabbed it. He just took it, and that was it. And she had no say. No. You know what happens? This nigga and niggas like him, they give chicks money and gifts and bullshit, and then the women go and they fuck them. Do you understand what I'm
Right.
saying? So let's stop this. Let's not act like this isn't a goddamn two-way street. You feel what I'm saying? Because the pussy that he's grabbing, and if we want to take it into the context of what was said, because everybody's talking about, oh well, he said he's just gonna grab girls in their pussy, and no, the whole thing started out was I buy chicks furniture. I'm buying her furniture, and I'm a celebrity, and I got money, so they let me do this stuff. You see what I'm saying? He's just breaking down the game of what's going on with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm a celebrity.
But you got to remember too. In 2005, wasn't the Apprentice show on?
Right around that time, yeah, it was all that Apprentice reality show shit.
Donald Trump was popping. Like Donald Trump was that nigga.
Exactly. So I'm like, yo, what is it that's going on where, you know, this thing is like, and that's the issue. Why is this thing such a big issue? You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's this like outrage. Like before, when, you know, niggas was getting punched in the face at his rallies, it was like, oh yeah, that's bad, but whatever. You feel what I'm saying? You know, he was talking about banning Muslims or Mexicans or whoever and building walls. It's like, oh yeah, that's fucked up. But we still let Trump keep going. We still let Trump, you know, do his thing. You feel what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden, he wants to do something normal. Like grab a woman in her pussy. You feel what I'm saying?
He's trying to do some shit a normal nigga would do.
Exactly. And now it's a national tragedy. Oh my God. News headline. Man wants sex. Like really? Like is that really, I mean, Jesus, fuck, I can't with these people. You know what I mean? And see, this is why men are afraid to express themselves sexually, because every time a man, even, because imagine, he's literally not even talking to a woman at that moment. He's talking to his friend about a situation.
A male friend.
Right.
In a private conversation.
In a private conversation about a situation. So how is a man going to feel comfortable being sexual with a woman if you can't even talk about sex in a private with your friend? You can't even do that. Because if people hear, oh my God, because I swear online, oh my God, these fucking, and these dudes, like I can understand if women are saying it, because women usually talk through their emotions generally. You know what I'm saying? Like they feel it, they say what they feeling, even if the feeling doesn't really make sense. You feel what I'm saying? But for these fucking men out here, you fucking men, like what is wrong with you fucking guys? Like I'm seeing these dudes out here, or I should say males, because you know they say that they're not men, they're just males. You understand? These fucking males, right? Out here talking about, oh, you know, and I'm reading these posts and they're like, oh, this is sexual assault, and if I had a friend who said that, I wouldn't be friends with him anymore, and I don't hang out with guys. This is stuff I'm reading that men are writing. You feel what I'm saying?
My nigga, yo, imagine if he had said cunt. Like, yo, I grab it right in the cunt.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It would have been a fucking, like, oh my God. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. I'm like, and see, this is what it is. This is basically showing how, in general, you know, how you can't, they trying to suppress your masculinity in general. Because notice when you're around women, you know, in your everyday life, like let's say you're at a dinner party and there are, you know, it's you and a couple of, you know, like 10, 15 people, but there's women around. It's like half of them are women, right? And you imagine you said that joke or you said that in front of all of those people. It would have been an issue. Like imagine you're at a party. Oh yeah, you know, so I'm kind of famous. I buy chicks furniture and then I grab their pussy. You know what I'm saying? And everyone would have been like looking at you like, oh my God, it's crazy. And how could you do that? And then it's offensive. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and we're grown people talking about sex. We are grown-ups talking about sex. And this is how we're acting. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's fucking crazy. Like the shit just, it annoys me. It annoys me that this is the thing. And the thing is, I just feel like this is all fake outrage. This is all, that's what I think it is. Like they're looking for something to be outraged about. You understand?
Right.
And this is like the new flavor of the week to be outraged about. You feel what I'm saying? Especially when it's about sex with women. Because, you know, obviously sex with a woman is wrong. Thinking about having sex with a woman is wrong. Talking about you want to grab a woman's vagina is wrong. And that is that, you know, that's supposedly sexual assault because, you know, as a sexual man, wanting to touch a woman's private parts is wrong. You know, and then they added, this is what I've seen online, other shit online. They was like, oh, well, you need to, you know, there's no consent that happened. I'm thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? Consent. He was not talking to a woman. He was not doing anything. He was talking about something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so wait. So if I'm in a private conversation with one of my homies, before I say, you know, I would grab that bitch by the pussy, I'm supposed to be like, hey, you know, Bill, I would ask for that girl's consent after I bought her some furniture.
Right.
And once she agreed, then I would grab her by the pussy.
No, you can't even do that. No, this is what you got to do. If you have a fantasy about having sex with Beyonce, you can't. Right. This is what you got to do. You first have to somehow get in contact with Beyonce, describe your fantasy, ask her if she consents to you fucking her in your fantasy. Then if she consents to you fucking her in your fantasy, then you can fuck her in your fantasy. You feel what I'm saying?
You can fuck her in your fantasy.
You can't fuck any chick in your fantasy until you have consent to fantasize about fucking this girl. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or else it's sexual assault. It's sexual assault. You can't do it. You can't talk about having sex with a woman. You can't talk about grabbing a girl in her pussy. You can't talk about fucking a girl in her ass. You can't talk about coming in a girl's face. You can't talk about donkey punching a chick. You can't talk about what else? What other sex things? Threesomes with midgets. You can't talk about none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it.
Because you don't have any consent.
You don't got consent. You have to have consent for your fantasies, bro. You can't do it.
You have no right to talk about that stuff unless you have consent from the person that you're fantasizing about.
Like,
you monster! How dare you?
Like, Jesus fucking Christ! Oh my goodness! God forbid I jerk off to thinking about Kim Kardashian. You understand what I'm saying? Matter of fact, do I need to have consent to watch the Ray J and Kim Kardashian sex tape? Do I need to ask for consent now? And
you need the express written consent of the NBA, the NFL,
right?
And
I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ! Like, this shit is so stupid. It makes me sad. It makes me sad. Like, this is the type of shit that makes Kid Cudi want to kill himself. You feel what I'm saying? This is what's going on. This is what's happening out here.
And you know what it is? Like, you see, like, what, and the thing that niggas don't understand, right, is that this type of shit, it builds, man.
Right.
It builds. So now it looks as if we're about to have a female president, right?
Right.
Like, if this is the shit that actually, like, stops the presses in our country.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine what's really in store for us once this bitch becomes president, my nigga. Like, seriously, like we got white supremacy, racism.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cops killing niggas in the street because they scared of black people.
Mm-hmm.
We got fucking, the economy. It's in better shape than it was only because of Obama, but it's still not that good. There's a lot of inequalities in wealth distribution. There's still a lot of fucked up shit going on the stock market.
Right.
There's bombs we finding bombs. We got hurricanes. We got all this shit going on. But niggas is on CNN talking about the fact that Donald Trump said pussy in 2005.
Right.
So when we have a female president, what's really gonna happen to the important issues?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right. That's
my question now, though. Like, come on, man.
That's what I'm saying.
And niggas, like, people will hear me say some shit like this and be like, "Oh, you're totally missing the point and you're totally exaggerating the issue." But my nigga, like, do you hear what I'm saying? Like, niggas is spending time on CNN talking about some nigga in 2005 saying pussy.
Exactly.
At the same time that a hurricane just finished ripping up, the southern eastern seaboard of America. Like, come on, man.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that this is even an issue, the fact that it's a goddamn thing that we're even talking about, a person just talking about sex, because again, they want to stretch it and say, but you guys are missing the point. It's about, sexual assault. And what if somebody wanted to grab your mom's pussy, or talked about grabbing your mom's pussy, or your sister or your daughter and all this other stuff? And I'm like, well, somebody already grabbed my mom's pussy. That's why I'm here. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
you feel me? The fuck? I wouldn't be
about?
here if some nigga didn't do that shit. Are you crazy?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Like, god damn. I'm done. Is there anything else we need to talk about before we wrap this up? Because
go to www.badboymembership.com. So, listen, my niggas, I'm so dead serious. You are, if a woman becomes president, you are going to need a source of masculinity in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So it is imperative that you at least go to www.badboymembership.com and check out what we have, B.
Exactly.
You understand? At least bookmark this shit. So even if you don't become a member after you finish listening to this podcast, you will consider becoming a member at some point down the line, because we're about to have a female president, my nigga.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to have a female president. That means there's going to be legislation. There's going to be laws put into place based on how motherfuckers feel. Having nothing to do with logic. Okay? Having nothing to do with logic or what's real. It's going to only be based on emotion. So you're going to need to fucking keep your nut. You're going to have to keep your nut in a safe place. And the only place for your fucking nut, pause, is badboymembership.com. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm so dead serious. Shit is about to flip on niggas, man. I'm telling you. Shit is about to flip, and niggas gonna need to know how to maneuver and how to do this shit. And we come up with. Describe the membership real quick for these niggas, man.
So look, you guys, when you go to the Bad Boy Membership site, when you go to badboymembership.com, right, and you join the membership, what you do is that you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month, okay? And literally right now, if you join the membership today, whenever you're listening to this, right, when you join the membership, there's already over like 30 hours of content on there now. And then every month there's new content added. Do you see what I'm saying? So then you learn everything you need to know about the game. You understand? You got to understand this, because it's only getting worse out here. You feel what I'm saying? It's only getting worse. Make sure you guys jump on that, man. And make sure you guys go to undeniablegame.com, because you can get the free audio program Undeniable Game, which is 7 easy to follow tips on how to really attract beautiful women. So make sure you go to undeniablegame.com right now to get that. All right. So that's pretty much it. Anything else before we get out of here?
Yo, grab her by the pussy.
Exactly. And remember, the truth is inside you. We are out. Peace. Later.
Peace.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.